guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cerise, and in today's video we're gonna talk about how to stop being a big bag. I feel like it's more important than ever to not be a big bag, just for health reasons, but also if you want to level up in basically every aspect of your life. If you want to have a better relationship, better friendships, and even a better job, it's so important. So yeah, just to give you guys a background of my situation, I've never been a big bag, except I guess during college I did gain 10 pounds, but I lost it because I had someone nice enough to tell me that I gained 10 pounds and then I lost it. So I figured maybe I have what it takes to talk about this subject since I've never been above a size 4. So I just want to give you guys some tips on how to avoid being a big bag. Number 1, we'll start with the obvious ones. You should eat a balanced diet. If you're not eating vegetables, that's why you're a big bag. If you're not eating protein, that's why you're a big bag. If you're eating processed food, that's why you're a big bag. And the best way to know if you have like a big bag diet is the color of your food. If your plate is always white, brown, beige, you have no nutritional value in that plate for sure. And I can't stress this enough, but this is not only about being skinny. If you're eating that kind of food, you're probably not gonna make it past 60, and if you do, you will with a bunch of chronic disease or maybe cancer. You're not gonna live a long time if you're not eating your leafy greens, and you could be iron deficient from that, or deficient of everything, honestly. And that's probably why you're craving a lot of food, because if you're eating food that's just empty calories, there's no nutritional value, you will be hungry the entire day. Like, you might as well just eat ice. At least ice won't be bad for you, but it'll be empty calories. Number 2, portion control. Okay, this is the most important one. One serving is enough. Stop eating 10 and then wondering why you're not losing weight. Like, you're eating a portion of a man. You're eating 2 portions. Like, sometimes I just see those big pasta bowls because I'm in Canada, right? And when I went to the States, those portions are huge, and everybody that visits the States, they say the same thing. The portions are huge. They're not meant for normal people to eat. So if you're eating the full plate at a restaurant, you already know you're having big bag tendencies. Number 3, this is the obvious one, but you have to exercise. And I know exercising is pretty much 20% of the battle, so technically you could debate that it's not that important, but for me personally, I love exercising because it keeps me in check. I know I did not do an hour of Stairmaster just for me to eat a slice of cake. Like, just why? So whenever I exercise, I just eat less as a result. And also, if you're skinny or you lose weight and you don't exercise, you will have saggy skins. You'll have a saggy look. So you do need to do cardio just to have a healthy heart, and also strength training. And it doesn't have to be heavy weights. Just start with your body weight, so at least you can be a little bit toned. But you'll never be bulky from strength training. I feel like that's like a common misconception. You're only bulky if you have your muscles and then you have a lot of fat on top. If you just have muscles, you'll be fine. If you just have fat, you'll look saggy. Number 4, this is a super easy one. Just stay hydrated. So first of all, water, it helps you flush out those toxins, and it also keeps you full. And if you have a smartwatch, you'll realize that you get notifications on your watch every hour to drink a cup of water. So you should never drink like a bottle in one sitting. No. You're just gonna go to the bathroom, it'll just pass right through you. So you need to drink a cup per hour. And Personally, when I drink 1.5 liter of water, I feel dehydrated. I really need my 2 liter. But obviously, like everything in the world, don't overdo it. But water will save you so many calories. And also, I never drink anything else beside water or protein milk that are plant based and kombucha. If you narrow down all your drinking to just water and like a couple low calorie things, it's impossible to be a big back. The most common big back thing that people do is drink their calories. I work in an office and I see so many people drinking ice caps, and those things have like 50 grams of sugar, and they're drinking that at 8 a.m., so that's pretty nasty. But also, it has like 400 calories, if not 500. So you almost have like half your calorie intake for the day just from an ice cap. And then you wonder why you're a big back. And your brain will send you the same signals as hunger if you're thirsty. So if you're hungry or you think you're hungry, drink water and then wait. And then if you're still hungry, then just eat. But you can tell if you're dehydrated by your pee color. If it's too dark, you're dehydrated. If it's too clear, then you're too hydrated. And if you can't cut out your sweet drinks, just look for alternatives. So if you're drinking soda, maybe try a low calorie soda or try kombucha. I know for me, kombucha, I think it tastes better than soda personally. And there's no guilt after it or while drinking it, so that's a plus. But nowadays, you can pretty much chat GPT anything. So if you want a dieting plan or you want a workout plan, you can just chat GPT it and tell them like, oh, I never worked out before, I'm a beginner, so help me out. Just write something like that. So you can just type, oh, can I have a alternative to a diet Pepsi? Just write that. It's that simple now. There's no excuse. Number 5, it's eat a lot of fiber. So you should always aim for at least 30 grams a day because fiber helps with digestion. It helps to keep you regular at the bathroom. It prevents colon issues because, again, colon cancer and a bunch of colon issues are on the rise now, like IBS and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of Gen Z that are diagnosed with colon cancer because they don't eat fiber. And if you're not pooping 1 to 3 times a day, you are backed up. You at least have 5 pounds of crap inside of you right now. And fiber will help you pass that. So you need water, fiber, and exercise to pass it. So if you know you're backed up, it's those 3 things: fiber, water, and exercise. Number 6, it's mindful eating. So first of all, don't eat out of boredom. Get a hobby. And that hobby, it can be reading or sleeping. I don't care. Keep yourself busy. If you have to snack, choose an appetite suppressant. For example, what I do, if I know I'm going to snack, I eat an apple or dark chocolate. It will kill your cravings. Or I can also drink lemon water. For me, I don't really crave like sweets after drinking lemon water. It's just too sour. Like it just kills that craving for me. And also when I say mindful eating, it also means don't eat at 8 p.m. or later. How is that? That's not mindful. Like you're just doing random things at this point. Why would you need to eat after 8 p.m.? What are you fueling for? Are you fueling to watch Netflix? Are you fueling up to sleep? Like you have to start being mindful about those things. And I'm not just talking about being mindful when you eat. So first, I think you should not watch anything while you eat. I feel like you should focus on it. And for me, the easiest way for me to focus on what I'm eating is to wait enough between meals to eat. Because if you're actually hungry, you'll actually be grateful and you'll eat slower. You'll taste it. And mindful eating, you can do it by chewing 20 times per bite, putting your fork down whenever you eat one bite, and yeah, don't watch anything while you're eating. And the process doesn't just stop while you're eating, it's also a before and after process. If I'm looking at chocolate and it's 8 p.m., I have to think, I have to be mindful. Am I going to sleep well? Am I going to regret this? That's being mindful for your post experience. Let's move to step 7, and this one is to eat lean protein. It will keep you full longer. I also try to have it when I have snacks. So if I have an apple, for example, I will also include a plant-based protein milk. And that's about 8 grams of protein per cup. So if you eat it with an apple, which is fiber, you'll feel pretty full after it. And personally, every day I have between 70 to 100 grams of protein, so I don't feel like I crave food or anything like that. If you aim for 30 grams of protein per meal, it's almost guaranteed that you won't snack because you're still full. Number 8 is to eat healthy fats and not saturated fat. Saturated fat can be found in meat, dairy, and processed food. So you want to aim for avocados, nuts, or any healthy fats. It's also really good to have healthy fats in the morning because it calms down your cravings for the day. A lot of people don't realize that their craving they're getting is just from the lack of fats for breakfast. And you don't need a lot of fat, you just need a fingertip worth of fat. That's it. Moving to the next point, your sleep quality. If you don't have enough sleep, you will mess up your hormones. And messed up hormones mean more stress, and more stress means more eating. That's why you always hear those studies that people that don't sleep enough, they tend to be overweight or obese. If you're someone that eats at 2 a.m., or honestly, if you're someone that eats past 8 p.m., I would focus on fixing that for like the next 2 months. Just focus on that. You'll lose so much weight, your insulin will be back to normal, and that means you'll get better sleep because you won't get random cortisol spikes at night. But yeah, number 10, meal prep. You should always plan out your meals. Personally, I know this might sound boring to some people, but I always eat the same dinner, the same breakfast, and the same lunch. I just have my healthy recipes, and I know those recipes don't exceed 400 calories each, so I'm always in my calorie intake for the day. There's no need for like portion control, there's no guessing, it's always the same calories every day. And also, I really find it reassuring because if I don't know what I'm gonna eat, that's when I'm like, ooh, okay, I can just make this from scratch, and then I don't really measure what I'm doing. Or I'll order takeout because I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Now I'm stressing about what I'm gonna eat, so I just do takeout. Okay, so number 11 is no processed food. Because everything that's ultra processed, it basically means every time that it's high in salt, high in sugar, or it has weird chemicals. So those will create cravings. And an easy way to not eat processed food is just to eat at home. If you're driving to a fast food joint because you're too lazy to cook, that's big bag behavior. And your body will reflect that. If you go to fast food places and people know your name or they know what you're ordering, it's time to stop going there. I'm sorry. Number 12 is to fix your mental, because a lot of people are emotionally eating, and that will lead you to yo-yo. So there's no point in you going on a diet or doing any of that because the root issue is still there. And remember, your outside is a reflection of your inside. You have to heal that before it can show on your waist. For me personally, I did not grow up with a lot of money and I had siblings, so sometimes we just did not have food. And a lot of the time, I wanted to go to bed with a full stomach because I did not know what I was going to eat tomorrow. I did not know if there was gonna be food tomorrow. Because I could wake up and my siblings just ate all the cereals. They ate whatever that I was expecting to eat. So I found it comforting to just go to bed with a full stomach. And those issues, they're still there in a way, so that's why I built systems for them. And that's part of why I eat the same thing every day. Because I know exactly what I'm gonna eat, so I don't even have to worry about that. Number 13, you should eat small but frequent meals. That's what I do. I have 3 meals a day and they're 400 calories each. And then I have like 200 calories extra that I can use for snacks. So I'm always in my calorie intake that way. Personally, I can't do 1 meal a day just because it messes up my hormones too much. If I don't eat breakfast, I will have cyst acne on my chin. The reason for that, most women, they get a cortisol spike that lasts 30 minutes when they rise in the morning. And if you eat, you will lower that spike. So that's why you'll see a lot of women nowadays, they have a cortisol phase or stuff like that. They just look puffy because their hormones are out of whack because they follow the advice that are given to men. Oh, fast until 12 and do that. But it messes up our hormones too much. Number 14, avoid sugary drinks. Some people are eating meals worth of like drinks. Like their drink is like 500 calories. You could eat like a bowl of pastas for that much. It's just not worth it. And again, if you need alternative, just type on ChatGPT. Alternative for this soda, low calorie. Or you can get those water drinks that are like sparkling water with taste. I know my mom used to drink that all the time when I was a kid. She'd get like those lemon, strawberry flavored water, and instead of craving soda, she would just drink that. So that's definitely something worth trying. However, I would not suggest anyone to drink anything with aspartame or any artificial sweetener because first of all, it still spikes your insulin the same way that it does with sugar. But second of all, since your insulin is spiking, you're still gonna get cravings. And there's like reports saying that those cravings are actually worse than cravings you get from just eating sugar. So I would avoid anything that is artificial. Number 15 is to get some daily movement. A lot of people think that second puberty is a thing and that's why they're big. But the reality is most people reach 20 and they're just not active anymore. That's why they get fat. So instead of blaming like second puberty, get more movement in. And I have a video on how to get more steps in, so you can check that out if you're not sure what to do. Number 16, get fitness hobbies. Personally, my favorite one is skiing, okay? During winter, if you ski, one session of skiing is 1,000 to 2,000 calories. Yes, you heard that right. So just doing those small exercises, and skiing is not demanding on the body at all. Like, you'll feel sore the next day, but on the spot, you're not out of breath, you're not sweating or anything. So it's a perfect sport. I love skiing. That's how I keep myself in shape during winter. An easy way to start is to use those apps that you can attend classes for free, or you can just start hiking. That's free, it's easy, and you can just Google a park near you and just walk to the park and come back, or anything like that, really. And when I mean hobby, I mean hobby. I don't mean a pastime. Like, I feel like a lot of people, they don't have hobbies. They just have pastimes. Being on your computer is a pastime. Being on TikTok is a pastime. Those are not hobbies. Most people that are fat, they just don't have hobbies, period. It's not even about having a fitness hobby. They just don't have a hobby. So I would work on getting a hobby. Number 17, this one is sadly obvious, but most people don't even eat at home anymore because they claim every excuse under the sun. They don't have time, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, cook from home. And when you cook from home, make sure you don't use that much oil, that much salt. And if you do those two things, you should be fine. The reason why restaurant food makes you super big back is because they cook everything in oil. So if you go home and you don't cook in oil, that alone will make a difference. Like, I make burgers at home all the time and they're like 400 calories. But if I ate the same burger outside, it would be 1,200 calories. When I cook anything, I just use broth. I use vegetable broth. That's it. Pastas, or if I'm frying anything in the pan, I'm not using oil. I'm still using broth so it doesn't stick to the pan. You don't need oil. Number 18 is watch your snacks. Like, I feel like a lot of people forgot that snacking is an indulgence. It's not a necessity. And if you do need to eat snacks, it's probably because your meals are not nutritious enough. So I would just start looking at your meals, make them more nutritious, and that should fix most of your snacking issues. Number 19, listen to your body. If you're huffing and puffing after a meal, that's not normal. When I tell you, I used to be like that, okay? I would eat so fast, I felt like I could not breathe anymore. Relax. Chew 20 times and then swallow. If you're eating that fast, you're either like starving. If you're starving, then again, your meal is not nutritious enough, or you took too long before eating your next meal. So you shouldn't have to starve yourself so long to the point that the next meal you're eating, you're shelving it down. Like, that's not normal. You should always eat at 80% of your capacity. Never eat until you're full. That's already too much. Number 20, and I feel like I mention this all the time, but do not eat past 8 p.m. It disrupts your sleep and you don't need those calories. What are you fueling for? Nothing. So enough. Kitchen is closed at 8 p.m. 21, this goes hand with 20, but eat for fuel, not for fun. If you want to have a dopamine fix, do something that's fun. Don't eat. If you associate food with reward, that will mess you up on the long run. Because now you think any celebration or any Friday or weekend, you need food to be happy. That should not be the case. You should have a hobby to make you happy. You should have friendships to make you happy, not food. A lot of big back people are lonely because they don't have hobbies, they don't have friendships, then the only thing they have going on is food. So if you fix your food addiction, it will fix your life, literally. I don't want to be friends with someone that food is their hobby. That's one expensive hobby, first of all. But if they don't have any other hobbies, they're boring. Who wants to be friends with someone that's boring? I also wouldn't want to pick up on their habits. That would be messed up. It would ruin my life. So I'm not risking it. So a lot of people don't want to be friends with big bad people. It's not because of your personality. Well, it could definitely be. But just your size alone will stop you from having meaningful friendships. Number 22, track your intake. I don't know why calorie counting is now toxic. I don't know how we got here, honestly. This is the dumbest thing ever. But you should track your calories like you track your money. If you spend too much the day before, relax the day after. And also counting your calories as in, oh, if I ate 700 calories of chips today, maybe I can skip a meal. You can plan your day around it if you count. It reminds me of the people that don't budget their money at all and then they wonder why they're broke. It's like you don't count your calories, that's why you're fat. Step number 24, you don't always have to finish your plate. If you're not hungry, you don't have to finish it. It's that simple. I know you might have learned during your childhood that it's bad to not finish your food because some kids in Africa are dying and starving, but you either waste your food or you waste yourself. Pick one. Sometimes you can just taste something and put it away. You don't have to eat the whole thing. If you're getting a chocolate bar, you can eat 2 squares and put it away, or a bit more. It doesn't mean you have to eat the entire chocolate bar. Number 25, you have to set realistic goals. I kind of talked about this a little bit, but if you're eating 3,000 calories, you cannot jump to 1,300 calories overnight. You have to do it gradually. So remove 500 calories every 3 weeks and then get used to it. And then maintenance and then lower it again. Number 26, it's okay to have indulgence sometime. You have to do it in moderation. Like, you can have 3 slices of cakes in a week, not in one sitting, right? Like, I value my collagen more than that cake, so I'm not gonna do that. But if you value the 3 slices of cake more, then do that. But don't complain about being a big back. Don't complain about how people treat you. Number 27 is switching up your workout. I know that personally, every 6 months or every winter and summer, I switch it up. I either do full body 3 times a week, or I'll do a split 5 times a week. It really depends. During the summer, I like going out more often, so I tend to do splits. And then during winter, since it's like minus 20 degrees outside, I just do full body. I don't want to be outside too long. Number 28, it's to avoid alcohol. That is the definition of empty calories. It also ages you, and it kills your wallet. And I know most Gen Z, they don't drink anymore, but I don't know. I can't even think of one good reason to drink alcohol. I wouldn't even go to a club. I wouldn't go to the bar. I feel like drinking, this is my opinion, I feel like drinking is like a sheep move. Does anybody know why they're drinking? Or they're drinking because everybody else is drinking and they don't want to make people uncomfortable. Like, 2 drinks can equal a meal's worth of calories. And it's like $20. Ain't no way that I'm doing that. Why would you do that? Can someone explain to me? Like, why? That's, no. Number 29, be positive about your body. You only get one body, so respect it. Like, eating too much, you're disrespecting your body. And again, you only have one body, guys. Without your body, you die. The least you can do is feed it well. Right? I feel like it's so logical. If I wanted my body to break down, if I wanted to die sooner, I'd be eating so much more. I'd be drinking alcohol. I'd be doing all those things that are bad for you. But I respect myself too much to even do those things. I don't want to look like 40 when I'm 30. And a lot of women do because they drink so much. They party so hard in their 20s that when they're 30, they look 40. Like, no. Nuh-uh. Number 30 is about being consistent, okay? So if you eat well for 5 days, but then you binge on the 6th, that's not going to work long term, okay? So if you want to have something, indulge in it. Don't wait for it to build up to the point that you have to eat an entire cake. Have your slice of cake on day 3 if you can't handle it. But honestly, the best way to avoid like those kind of eating and binge eating, just don't have it in the house. Like, for me, my weakness is chocolate, so I try to avoid having chocolate of any kind in the house because that's the thing I will binge on. And me, I would not order out chocolate because I don't want to hurt my wallet. Then I feel even more guilt because I feel guilt for even eating it. Then my body is going to reflect that, and then my wallet is going to reflect that. No. Point 31, you're not your man. Men burn more calories. You can't match his portions, okay? So if you're eating as much as your man, you're big back. That is not normal. That's, it's not ladylike at all. Why would you want to match his eating habits? Like, no. For point 32, order the smallest size. If you're someone that's getting a large drink, a large ice cream, a large everything, you're gonna look large. It's that simple. Who needs a large ice cream? You get a kid size, it will kill the craving either way. Except it's like 50% less calories. So get the smallest size, and if you really need more, you'll order more. But you'll realize it's not worth the money getting a second serving because you don't want it that bad anymore. So the small serving will probably be good enough for you. Number 33, this is actually one of my favorites, is giving food away. Not only you look super kind, but you save calories. I love baking. I always make brownies, cookies, cakes, cupcakes. But if you've noticed, like when you're baking, the servings are always like 16 servings, 24 servings. So I can't keep that in the house. So I just bring them at the office and I give them to my coworkers. And I get points for being a nice coworker. And also, I don't get calories. So I'd rather give away 1,000 calories than have it on my waist, personally. Number 34, this is super underrated. Practice delayed gratification. You can tell visually by looking at someone that they don't have delayed gratification. People that are at the grocery store and they're like buying a bag of grapes and they're eating it, or they buy like a box of bars and they're eating one of the bars while shopping. That is so ghetto. That is super big bag. Like, oh my goodness. Ugh. It's so unclassy. Like, we're not animals, right? Like, let's not do that. So practice delayed gratification. Wait until you're home until you eat. Or wait for tomorrow before you eat, you know? Like, it'll be there tomorrow. It's not gonna run away. It'll be there. Number 35. This is probably just like some knowledge, I guess. A lot of fat people think fasting is starving yourself. And they're always accusing skinny people of starving themselves. Like, these people could survive 2 months with their fat. So you could fast if you need to. Like, we store fat so on the days that we don't have food, we can use that fat. That's what fat is for. But if you're just keeping the fat on you, like, your body is not working as it should. So yeah, it is important to know that fasting is not starving. I feel like big bag people think that, and that's why they're fat. Number 36. If this is not already done, you're failing. Why did you click on my video? Delete any food delivery app you have on your phone. If you're subscribed to them, that's even worse. Unsubscribe. You don't need that. Like, why? Why would you do that to yourself? You shouldn't be ordering food more than like twice a month. If you're ordering so much to the point that you're getting a return on your investment from a food delivery app, you got a problem. And I can't stress this enough. I know a lot of people have those apps, but common does not mean normal, okay? Let's make this clear. Number 37, don't do leftovers when you do takeout. Personally, whenever I eat at a place and I'm not hungry anymore, I don't bring it with me. I had a taste of it, my craving for it is gone. Why would I bring it home? It's not gonna be fresh, it's extra calories, and please, 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 please tell me whenever you went to a restaurant, then you came back with takeout, some leftovers. When you came back and ate the leftovers, was it worth? Was it that good? Those soggy fries, that pizza that's not crunchy anymore, was it worth? It's not. It never is. It doesn't taste as good as it was in the restaurant. So I never bring it home with me. And it's also like good etiquette to not bring it home, especially if you're on a date with a man. You don't want to do that. I'm not going to go in depth in this video for it, but it's just like proper etiquette. Number 38. A lot of big bag people don't understand that diet is 80% of the work. So if you're a big bag, what you should be focusing on is your diet. You should speak to a dietitian. Don't go to a personal trainer. That's 20% of the work. That can wait. You need to focus on the 80%. You could work out 24/7, but if you're eating the same way you are now, you're not going to see results. Like, if you eat a donut, that donut is like 2 hours of working out. Are you going to stop the donut, or are you going to work out for 2 hours? The easiest thing to do is to stop eating that donut. Number 39, proper workouts. A lot of big bags, they just go to the gym and do whatever, which at the start is fine. For the first 2 months, you can just watch people around you, watch some TikToks, watch some YouTube videos, and see what's good. But if you're doing that for a long time, first, you won't see results. So you'll feel like you're wasting your time. And the proper way of doing it, Your workout should be 20 to 60 minutes of high intensity. For example, if you're weightlifting, you should do everything until failure. There's two types of workouts. There's split and there's full body. Split is when you're basically going there like 5 times a week and you're focusing on back bicep on one day. The second day is tricep, chest, shoulder. And then on the third day, it's leg, abs. If you're doing full body, then it means every day you're hitting leg, abs, tricep, chest, shoulder, bicep, and back. Full body is great for people that can be there for like 60 minutes to an hour and a half and hit everything. And split is good for people that want to stay 20 to 30 minutes and high intensity. I'm just going to mention this just in case, but whenever you're starting to work out, you should do 3 sets of 8 reps or 12 reps. To be fair, I don't like the 12 rep because it means that you can do more weight and less reps. That's what it means. But 12 rep is for endurance and then 8 is for muscle building. So it's for just being stronger. Most people are doing muscle building, so I would do 8 reps. And the weight should be feeling like you're gonna fail. Number 40 is you need a water bottle on you at all time. I have 2 Lululemon bottles and I fill them up every day. And if I finish both, I know I have 1.5 liter of water. Then I can just drink extra water throughout the day. Now, if you're a big back, you're putting soda in your Lulu bottle or your Stanley. That is ghetto. Stop immediately. Why would you make it so convenient and so easy to access soda? Don't do that. Ew. Number 41, so it's resetting your taste buds. If you want to quit sugar or salt or grease for 2 weeks, your taste buds have to change, okay? So I feel like you should detox and avoid salt. I did that for a long time, like 6 months. I stopped seasoning my food with salt. And now, whenever I eat something salty, it's like I feel it immediately. When I go out for takeout or anything, if there's salt, it's almost uncomfortable now. Everything tastes super salty, so I don't crave salty food. And same thing for sugar. The sweetest thing I have is some organic Nutella. It has 3 grams of sugar and 2 grams of protein per tablespoon. So if I'm craving sugar, that's what I go for, because sugar and protein mixed together is a good mix. So that's the sweetest thing I have, and it's a good alternative. I don't feel guilty after eating that. And also from the book How to Not Age or How to Not Diet from Michael Greger, basically he'll tell you to use a tongue scraper to kill the taste for death. So it will kill your cravings for sodium or sugar. Number 42, if your parents are fat, do not eat what they're eating. You will end up with the same results. You'll end up overweight, with heart disease, or whatever disease they have. If you don't want to end up like them, don't eat like them. They should be the prime example of what you want to become or who you don't want to become. Number 43, know your size and scale. You should have a scale with you at all times to see if you're doing well or not. You should not be scared of the scale. And if you are, then you know you're a big back. Why would you be scared of a scale? That makes no sense unless it stresses you out. And if it stresses you out, it's probably because you're overweight and you have to face that problem. It's not a problem for later. It's a problem for now because you're going to pay the price that you want it or not. You're going to be obese or you're going to have chronic disease until you die. You're going to be on medication until you die. And also, if you notice that your size went from a small to a large, no, like girl, the store is not making their clothes smaller. You got bigger. Like, it literally says it in your size, large, okay? If you're wearing a large, you're starting to be big back, you have to check yourself. And also another indicator, if you have cellulite, it doesn't mean you're obese or overweight, obviously, but when you hit like the BMI 23, that's when cellulite starts to show up. So that's when you're creeping in the overweight area. Number 44, Stop turning on the oven for snacks. A snack should be 100 calories or less. If you have to turn on the oven, microwave, I don't care, whatever it is, it's not a snack anymore. It's a meal. If your snack is 400 calorie, that's as much as a meal. That's not a snack. Number 45, I've kind of mentioned this earlier, but cook with water or broth, not oil. Just a tablespoon of oil is 100 calories. And I'm sure some of you are pouring oil in your dish and you don't even know how much you're pouring in. You could be putting 200 or 300 or 500 calories worth of oil. So be careful. Number 46, don't buy family size anything if you live alone. Unless you want to be the size of a family, don't buy family size anything. All the big bags that I know, they always have that family size bag of chip. For some reason, I don't know why, they all have that. That's not normal. Like, chips should not be part of your daily diet. That's not normal, and it's also ultra processed. So yeah, you should not have that in your daily diet at all. That $3 you're saving by buying a bigger box is not worth adding 30 pounds to your body. It's that simple. And it comes back to what I said earlier, you're either wasting yourself or you're wasting money. So yeah. Number 47, knowledge equals guilt. And I'm saying that because the more I studied, the more I read books about health, the more guilt I felt from eating that garbage. And guilt is good. Like, it's a good moral compass to have. So if you feel guilty doing anything, it's probably your brain, your body telling you shouldn't be doing that. So as soon as you're doing something and you feel guilt, take a step back, ask yourself why you feel guilt. Are you feeling guilty because you ate a family size of chips? That's pretty reasonable to be guilty about. Okay, stop doing it. That's how you fix it. Number 48, if you must have a cheat meal, choose high quality. Like, if you're gonna have a cheat meal, why would you go to McDonald's? Like, in Canada, McDonald's, like a combo, it costs $20. But if I go sit at a restaurant, it also costs $20. So if I'm gonna have a cheat meal, I might as well just go to the restaurant. If I'm gonna have a cheat dessert, I'm not gonna buy a frozen cake from the grocery store. I'll go to a bakery and cheat right. Like, you might as well just go all the way in and have something of quality and not garbage. Number 49, fill up on protein and fiber. Those things will keep you fuller, they'll stabilize your blood sugar, which means no insulin spike, which means no cravings. And another thing you can do is add cinnamon on fruit. I always add cinnamon on my apples, so it stops, well, it doesn't stop it, but it lowers the spike from insulin. Number 50, spicy food. So spicy food will boost your metabolism and curb appetite. So whenever you can, just eat spicy food. That will help. Number 51, this one uses guilt to do the right thing. So I think it's pretty powerful in my opinion. But if you're an overweight mom, you will pass that on to your children because they'll just copy you. And if they copy you, they'll copy your disease as well. Is that what you want for your children? You just want to set them up for failure? You have to be the example to follow. You have to be better. And if you choose not to be better and your children end up wanting to be better, I can tell you from experience how heartbreaking it is. I've watched my mom eat garbage for a long time. She has heart disease. She got 2 heart attacks. She got a stroke. And it all came from her diet. And she never changed until recently. So I watched her for 10 years just eating garbage and hurting herself because she chose not to do better. And it took me a while to forgive her for doing that. It's so much stress on your children. Like, you're really heartless if you do that, honestly. Okay, we're at the last one, guys. So, number 52. Obesity kills more than cancer. It's that simple. So, like, we'd save more people if we cured obesity than we cured cancer. Like, it's a major problem, and I feel like people say it's a major problem, but I feel like it's not explained properly for people to be scared. Like, your odds of dying from cancer are lower than dying from obesity. Like, That's insane, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. So there you got it, 52 reasons to stop being a big back and how to fix it and a lot of that. And if you want to join the skinny squad, honestly, just pick 5 or 10 of the advice I gave you here, and I think it should get the ball rolling. It's like guaranteed you'll lose weight for sure. And again, it's not about being perfect because that will stress you out. It's about just doing daily choices that add up, and you want to become healthier because you love yourself and you respect yourself, so you want to be better. Like, remember to love yourself. I feel like it's so underrated. If you don't love yourself, of course you're gonna eat until you're gonna explode. Like, you don't care. But if you have to start loving yourself. And I guess I should make a video on how to start loving yourself. Yeah, let me know if you want that kind of video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are all doing well, by the way. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!